Yes. And we're live.
Hey,
Hey, what's happening out there?
who are you and why are you here?
Me, I'm JohnPaduchak. And why am I here? That's a good question. So why am I here? I'm here because we're going to talk about Instagram Live today. I'm excited about that.
Yes, we are.
And let's see, JohnPaduchak.com is where
There
you
you
can
go.
find me.
I'm the infamous drChristopherVogelman.com drvogelman.com, but really it's Maximize Your Media, which is our digital agency, and Life Beyond Practice, which is my coaching group for doctors who want to escape the exam room for a life of greater free time, freedom, and fun with their own online business. So, business, babe. So what we're talking about today, we call this the Inception edition, simply because we're going to try this. Mind you, this is experimentation without a net. Yeah. We're going to do an Instagram Live. I'm going to do an Instagram Live over here. And those of you who want to follow me over there, it's at drvogelman.com. So just put a DR in front of that Vogelman underneath there. You'll be able to follow me on Instagram. And John is JPaduchak. Is that correct? On Instagram. Yeah.
That is correct.
So we're doing this step by step. We are operating without a net. We have not practiced this. So actually, you know what? As soon as I said that, my palms are sweating.
You don't have stunt doubles either.
So, there is no stunt double.
There's no stunt doubles.
So how many, I'm curious as to how many of you out there have done an Instagram Live before? Besides you, John. Over here. See, I'm getting the pointing thing down. Over here. This guy's done live.
Over here.
Actually, it's interesting. You can point a little bit more like that. There.
Yep.
I can't pick your nose, but I can point to you. So, okay, good. I don't know that I really want to do that in real life anyway. So we're going to look at Instagram Live and the things, the do's and do nots, because in our experimentation with Instagram Live, we have discovered more do nots. It's not donuts, do nots. They're not donuts, they're do nots than do's. In fact, we've got ourselves into a little bit of doo-doo. At least I did a couple of times because I failed to save the Instagram Lives. But Instagram Live is just one more method for you to reach out to your audience and have greater engagement. So my wife, Maggie, who is a Mexican food blogger, MamaMaggie'sKitchen.com, did an Instagram Live a little bit earlier today. And this was her first live broadcast for a cooking show in a long, long time, because we used to do Facebook Lives at 7 p.m. Pacific every Sunday night. And, you know, once you get out of the habit, we talked about habits with Troy the other day. Once you skip one, then maybe skip two. It's hard when the third week comes by to not skip week 3, because then you've got the 21-day habit of doing nothing. And so this was her foray into Instagram Live. And if you ever want to take a look at what she did today, it's only up for like another, I want to say 22 hours or 21 hours. And her Instagram thing is at Mama Maggie's Kitchen. So her live had a lot of engagement. There were people from the hometown of her parents in Mexico coming on. And it was just a lot of fun to watch, because she really did get a lot of engagement. And the Instagram Lives that we have done have also provided, in some ways, more engagement than we've had on Facebook Lives. Now, maybe that's because we promoted the Facebook Live more. We have done we promoted the Instagram. This is our first one we've actually promoted the Instagram Live, right? Mm-hmm. And our promotion just consisted of you putting up the StreamYard link, and then we shared it to several different pages. So I'm curious as to anyone watching us now.
And then, of course, I got Reflector up.
Reflector is going to be fun. So this is total experimentation.
Total experimentation.
Right. Yeah, but I promise not to blow anything up. That's the main thing. All right, let me go back to StreamYard so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so take one phone. Take one phone.
Look at that.
Oh, that's good. But that's not my phone.
That's my phone.
Yeah, but you can't reflect mine. Okay, well, maybe we'll be able to see yours on there. Okay.
You can.
All right, so I'm going to take my phone. I put it on a tripod, so we'll be able to take a look at this. You're going to be able to see it shortly if you find it at Dr. Vogelman. But that's the castle in the sky, or whatever you got back in there.
That's Castle in the Clouds.
Oh, Castle in the Clouds. All right, so I'm looking at
place.
Yeah, I'm looking at you on Instagram. I'm wondering what the sound is going to do. That's the other thing.
I don't know.
We'll see what happens, because normally I would use an earbud to get rid of the reverb type stuff. Hey, who's there? Oh,
I don't know.
Cool.
I have no
All
idea
right.
what I'm going to find on Instagram.
You have no idea. I'm going to find my Instagram here. I'm going to swipe up. Oh, they still recognize me. So I've got my Instagram now. I've never promoted or done much of anything with Instagram. So I've actually got, just, well, it's hard to see that, but
there you go.
I've got 933 people who follow me and about 313 whom I'm following, which is kind of interesting. I really haven't played the follow-unfollow game, which is what a lot of people do on Instagram. But that's one way of looking at things. One of my friends, Amelie, just started a live video. That's pretty funny. I'm not going to watch that one, Amelie. Okay, so what you're going to look for, give me over here. Get your home. There's no place like home. Okay, so when I go to home, I have somebody else's broadcast is right in through there. But there's a tiny camera in the upper left-hand corner. You can see it up there above
you can see it right there.
The woman's right eye. And you press that little camera, and then you're going to swipe. Once you press that little camera, this is great that your reflector is really working. The only problem is, if we're both going to go live on Instagram at the same time, we're going to have trouble.
No, we don't have to.
Okay, so you scroll over. Oh, it'd be interesting to see both of us, see who wins. Can you really win on Instagram? That's the question. The old winning thing was, what was it? For people who wanted to emulate success, it was he who dies with the most toys wins.
Yes,
that was the thing that some people talked about. So it shows me that amongst my followers, there are 22 of them who are active right now, and we may capture one or two of them coming in. So I'm going to go live here. I press that big button at the bottom. See that big button right under John's chin?
Right there.
That's the one we're going to press.
The big button.
Press the button. Now it's checking the connection. That's the first thing. And I am live.
Yep, and I'm going to show what I get
on Instagram. I am Dr. Vogelman.
You are.
Dr. Vogelman, meaning Birdman in German. Can you find me over there? No, you're trying to call. Somebody's calling you.
Somebody's calling me while I'm doing this. I love it.
Earth to Major Tom.
Yes,
that does happen a lot.
So you can see, I can see you're live at the top up there. So
yeah, so my live is up there. Can I point?
I'm just going to join you.
Sufficiently pointing there.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. Yeah, so the live is up here right now. Oh, that's pretty cool. There is a delay too. That's hilarious. So little waves come on here too. So I can wave to Michelle. I can wave to John, and I can actually bring John in, because in these little buttons right down here, you see those little faces next to the private messaging. He's made a request to join.
I did.
And I can view him, or the option is I can view him, and I'm going to go live with John. And John is about to come in. We're going to be split though. So I may have to adjust my screen, because now we're going to be top and bottom.
Yes.
That's not too bad.
No, I shut my volume off on my phone, so it's not feeding back.
Yeah, so I got a little feedback here. I'm wondering if I take a separate, this is going to look really weird. I'm going to take a separate set of earbuds. Whoa. My lunch bowl just fell away. Sometimes I eat at my desk. I know that's not a good thing. But when you're helping lots of people, sometimes you have to be efficient. Yes. I'm wondering now, if I put this in here, I'm flicking this into the bottom of my phone, and the earbud is in. So I don't want this one, because this one goes to my right ear, and I've already got one in from the computer. So the question is, can I do this? It looks like I've got a single earbud going, but I don't. I have two of them. Can you hear me now?
Still got an echo though.
That's no good. That's the big problem. Actually, I think we had a less of an echo when I didn't have the earbud in. Let's see. We take this out. Is that any better?
I just turned my phone volume off to make it better.
Did that help? It did help. Okay. So why are we doing this, you might ask? We ask the same question. But most of you, I want to imagine the majority of people who are watching us right now have not done a lot of Instagram lives, and neither have we. But the reality is that this is an incredible platform for engagement. And you know how people scroll all the time through, and you see that I actually think the interface here encourages greater engagement than the Facebook interface does, at least the Facebook interface on a desktop.
Indeed.
So now we've made tremendous strides and we've made tremendous errors. And we had a good broadcast the other day on Instagram Live with John. We're talking about a number of different things. And at the very end, when you want to end the broadcast, and you see the little end button is going to be right up there, end. Whereas a Facebook Live, the end button is down in the lower right corner. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to get confused as to how and where to find all the little buttons. And we found that even true with StreamYard. We found that true. Oh, I got to look over here occasionally to this camera. It's hard to get them to both function simultaneously. Hey, what if I do this? Talk about experimentation. I'm going to bring my camera behind my MacBook so I can look straight ahead to both Facebook Live. I should say to both StreamYard and Instagram Live. Is that pretty close? In terms of
pretty close.
Yeah, not too bad. So mind you, this is indeed on the fly experimentation. Because I didn't like the way it looked where I was looking over to one side the whole time and then coming back here and having that type of thing going. So what can you see, John, is the uses for Instagram Live over Facebook Live or YouTube? Or in addition to, maybe, I don't know. Because we can't stream to Instagram through StreamYard or be live or anything.
No, we can't.
No, we can't.
It's a completely different audience too.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. Is it a completely different audience, though? Because I follow a lot of internet marketers and healthcare people and things like that. Or, I mean, it depends on who your followers are and how you cultivate your followers on each platform.
Right.
Because I know you see the Instagram Live now. I mean, Instagram Live. I see in Instagram, I see messages now coming through my Facebook portfolio, coming through my Facebook messages, especially in, it wasn't Creator Studio, it was my page manager, business manager, something like that. So the messages, I can now answer private messages from Instagram from within my laptop and Facebook, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's your experience been with people engaging with you on Instagram?
My experience with people engaging with me on Instagram has been really good.
Have you gotten any clients out of it?
I've not gotten any clients out of it.
Yet.
Yes,
That's the question. Yes, the answer.
Well, because there's an awful lot of ads that are on Instagram. And I noticed that I have responded better to Instagram ads over the last 2 years than I have on Facebook ads. Because I guess I'm more of a scroller.
I'm just trying to think of how I can.
I got a good view of your nose.
Well, thank you. No, I'm just trying to figure out how I can minimize our echo.
Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. I think we're probably going to just have to end the Instagram and go back to Facebook and talk more about it. Hey, if anybody else wants to join us either on Instagram, you can join us in here. Oh, he left.
I left.
John left. All right. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to stop. I'm going to actually stop the video. So ending on Instagram is interesting. Bum, bum, bum. All right. So I end. You can't. Oh, yes, you can see it. The little button up in there. Because you do have reflector. But is reflector showing? Oh, it doesn't show you my stop button. That's the problem. So when I end Instagram, I just press the little end button. Now, the problem with pressing the end button is so you get the message, are you sure you want to end this video? Are you really, really sure? Because I'm going to make it really hard for you to stop this thing. All right. Now, this is where I screw up on multiple occasions. Or let's put it this way. I have screwed up 3 out of 4 times on this. So it's asking me, do you really want this? Oh, this is where we really get into the inception. The screen within the screen within the screen within the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Whoa.
All right. So I'm glad you stopped that one. So if I say end now, I'll just press the red button that says end now, which is in your lower left-hand corner. But then you have the option. Gosh, what am I? I've got people who keep sending me messages in the middle of this. That's like when people give you a phone call during your live. It's just a little bit on the crazy side. So it says the live video is ended. All right. But I've got share to story is an option. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, because it's backwards. Okay. So share to story or delete video. So I'm going to do the share to story. The problem is lately, this is not showing me the option to download to my phone, which frustrates the living daylights out of me. So I'm going to share to story. It shows my live is now appearing up in here, but 3 out of 4 times I had lost the opportunity to save the video. And what I noticed has happened to it is that I lost the opportunity to save the video when there were 2 people in the video.
Okay.
When I was doing it by myself, the option to save was right there. Now, I don't know if InstaFace or whatever is going on with this merging of Instagram and Facebook is screwing with us, or if it's the real deal that except for this time you can do this. And I've been searching online for any sort of advice, but the one thing I did find out was when you think you've lost your Instagram live, there is still an opportunity to get it back. And the main way to get it back that I have found so far was an app called Instant. It was Instant Stories. I think. Let me double check. Let me double check the app. It is scroll. I'm famous for collecting apps and never using them. Okay, after Fire TV, there's Instant. See if I can get there. Instant Stories. At least you can see the icon. There it is. Instant Stories right next to Clout, which is something I never use anymore. I should probably delete that one. Who the heck cares about Clout? So Instant Stories, though, when you click it, it gives you the option. You can look at a whole bunch of stories, of course, but the option exists within there to actually download your own Instagram live video and not lose it. And it's just frustrating when sometimes the platform lets you save it and other times it doesn't let you save it. Now, it says save to story, so it's going to be on your story, but it's going to disappear in 24 hours. So you have to find a way to pull that out and to place it elsewhere. So I don't know if you have that experience or if anybody else out there in Insta Facebook land has any advice on how to download your videos before the whole thing disappears.
I do.
How?
Yesterday when I did mine, testing it out on here, I noticed that I got the little download symbol, the line.
Yeah, the download symbol was there.
And I hit it, and it said it saved it to my gallery. Now, I didn't go back and check that, but if I go back...
Oh, we know. If you hit that thing and saved it, it'll save. But I actually have not seen it appear anytime I've done a two-person
after thing. My video was finished. So...
I just did it right now, and it was like
I didn't get it for a 2-person. You're right.
Why don't we? Let's try it one more time. What I'm going to do is this is really. This is let's try something without a net.
Now, when I did it, I turned my volume on the phone all the way down, so it's not feeding back.
Yeah, but does the volume make a difference in terms of saving a video? I don't think so.
No, it's just
I can turn the volume down for this. Yeah,
I think that you won't get the feedback. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I ate well for lunch, so I don't need to be fed back anymore.
Good.
All right, so I'm going to go back. We had fideo secco, which was so my wife made fideo secco today, which you can find on her blog. But the Instagram live was just great. I love watching her cook on live. It takes a lot of courage to go live to cook in front of people.
It does.
Especially when you're missing a grater, you don't have your cheese,
you forgot an ingredient.
You forgot to order tomatoes, that type of thing.
We'll just wait for that. Exactly.
It's not like you can run out to the store every single time and get another item. I mean, it's not as easy.
Not in the middle of doing a live.
Well, you could. You could follow along while I grab a cart.
Sorry,
for tomatoes.
Gotta run. Sorry, I gotta run.
Gotta run. Oh, here's a problem. I added a story the other day, and my story completely disappeared from the live.
Ah,
So I'm almost afraid to hit it again, but I'll give it a whirl. Let's try a live again. One live. Be live. Oh, this is crazy. There's some crazy stuff here. Let's make it interesting. If you do your reflector, I'm going to go a little.
what would you reflector again?
I'm going to go negative. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we can do.
Oh
here.
no, that's an illustration. I can't do that. I got to go live. Live's not going to let me do that. But let you do stuff.
I like reflector.
Yeah, I'd like to get reflector at some point. All right, so I am live. If you find your reflector.
Yep, I did. It says
I'm
going to start a live video.
All right, I'm turning my volume. I'm turning my volume way down. Okay, it's on silent, and I guess you can use filter. Oh, you waved at me. I'm waving back at you, John. So, if I indeed end this thing by myself, I should see that little whatcha-who's-its there. The whatcha-who's-its. I'm sounding like I come from the late 1800s. The whatcha-who's-it. All right. Oh, you want to be in? Okay, come on in.
I can be.
You have a request. I can view the. Oh, I can view the request, or I can just add you. I'm going to the other one. I'm just going to add you, which is a different. It's a different screen. But if you see somebody on your live who you would like to add, but they did not make a request, you can bring them in, and there you are. He's live again.
Again.
So there's all two of us here. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this broadcast here, not here. And let's see if it lets me keep it. Ending now. Yeah, but see, you left.
Oh.
All right. So end. Are you sure you want to end? And now. There's nothing there.
No save.
It just says shared a story. So apparently that's your only option.
Apparently.
Trying one more time, just because we're into experimentation. I'm just going to do this by myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
And end it. I'm going to end it all.
Don't do that.
Just the Instagram live.
It's not that bad, really.
I'm going to start it. Yeah, I'm going to start it. I'm going to end it. You can put it in a reflector, but I don't know if this is going to work. So I'm going to start the live. Whoops.
Well, they can see. Whoops.
Whoops is right. Checking connection. Oh, I'm on live one last time. So this time I'm going to, after like 15, 18 seconds, I'm going to end it. I'm ending it. End it now. Are you sure you want to end it? And now. And I have the little download thing in the upper left-hand corner.
Oh, I figured out.
Son of a gun. Son of a gun.
It worked now?
It did work. So here's the deal. I think that when you bring guests on, you are screwed if you want to save it. So if anybody else knows the workarounds for this, we would love to find out, because I know some of you folks are super techie, nerdy internet marketers who know more video than most of Hollywood combined. So if you know how to do that, or if any of you in Instagram who work for Facebook or Instagram can tell us how we can do this, I'm all ears, except for this one because I've got my earbud in.
Exactly.
Oh,
and I think I figured out where the echo is coming from.
Where was the echo coming from?
Reflector has a microphone, and I didn't shut her off.
So that was like Troy the other day. So Troy the other day had the thing where he had Skype in the background, and he had terrible audio. It sounded like he was Capcom for an Apollo or shuttle mission.
Yeah, big launch.
For a big launch, not a product launch formula,
but a launch. Yeah.
He was like, let's do launch.
Some other kind of launch.
It was crazy.
What? Crazy.
So what I want to do is I want to see if I can invite a few people in. If anybody's had experience with Instagram Live. Oh, Monica's messaging me. What's that all about? Regarding online marketing. Just do what I do. Oh, yeah. So Monica, Monica, my friend who is, I call her the nutritionist to the stars. She and I have a Facebook Live, which we do on Wednesdays and Fridays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Is that correct? I hope that's the correct time. Yes, that is the correct time.
I think that's right.
And yeah, that is the correct time. And so she's been, she has a number of mentors and friends and others who've done products in the past. And we've been discussing, so she and I used to do a podcast called iHealth Radio. And we did sort of a coast to coast, like Rona Barrett and Tom Snyder. And so we were coast to coast total health. And it was a lot of fun. In fact, I still have some of the old recordings. But now we're both on the same coast, which actually makes coordinating events a lot easier.
The left coast.
We are on the left coast while you are on the right coast.
Yep.
Although I will tell you, I bet I'm far closer to the water than you are.
It depends.
I mean, not talking ponds, not ponds, not rivers.
You are closer to the ocean than I am.
I'm five. I think, where are we now? We're close to 5th. So I'm 6 blocks from the ocean and 5 blocks from the bay, from San Diego Bay.
20 miles-ish away.
Well, start walking now. You should be there before sunset.
Not too bad.
It's sunset. Sunset's coming soon to where you are. So, let's see. Okay, that was Monica. People are sending me all these messages now. All of a sudden, they become popular, but they don't realize that we're broadcasting. Eesh.
It's always the way.
I'm sorry. I'm looking.
Start to broadcast. You want somebody to call you? There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Just start broadcasting. So where's the link? Did you send me I need to share the link so if somebody wants to come in and tell us about their experiences doing Instagram Live.
I did.
Well, there's a lot of highs.
There are a lot of highs. Hello.
Hi, Ed. Hi, Ed. Hi. Hey, hi.
Ed was the one who was calling me when we were getting started.
Oh, Ed was calling.
I'll catch you after this, Ed.
Catch you after. Later, Gator. All right, so I'm just going to share this to a couple places. Anybody want to come in and talk to us about their experiences on Instagram Live? Or if you have any questions on Instagram Live, because this is something, we're just starting to play with it. And I've seen a lot of marketers using it. Yeah, I've got the link now. There it is. Come on in.
The water's fine.
Yeah.
In Instagram land.
ID. We did the IGFB. I kind of like that, actually, if you can do that without getting the feedback. So maybe we should try that again. Maybe next week we can try to do it without reflectors sound on. That might be helpful.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was.
We don't know. Well, the way to do it is we turn off everything and then I turn back on.
Trying to volume.
I turn on my volume on my iPhone and we'll see if that works.
All we can do is test it out.
It's just testing. And I think this is where overcoming your addiction to perfectionism, which has been probably my longest suffering problem. That's one in which you really have to just keep experimenting and playing with things and be willing to make mistakes in order to learn. I think that's the biggest thing. Just be willing to fail fantastically. I fail spectacularly. Spectacularly is even better. FS.
And you know what?
Spectacularly.
That won't happen, but just be willing to do that, and you'll be.
No, I mean you'll see little flub ups and things like that. I remember anybody who's done a launch will always tell you that they didn't do everything right.
Oh no, I know. I used to see these spectacular webinar fails during launches. It's very interesting to watch. Yeah.
I mean, there's one of the reasons people go to NASCAR races. Some people just want to see a crash, and that's one way of getting engagement.
It's come fire you can't stop watching.
Yes, come watch us fall on our faces.
Very true.
All right, I'm going to see if anybody wants to come in. Anybody know anything about Instagram Lives? What's been your experience? Or if you have any questions, like where's the damn button?
Yeah, that takes a while for most people to find.
The buttons, I'm just trying to invite a couple of people in here. Yeah, the buttons are in different places. And so for me, it was like, so Be Live had the button up here to start and end. StreamYard was over here. Instagram Live was up in the upper right-hand corner. And Facebook Live within the native app was in the lower right-hand corner. So you're kind of searching around looking for the end button. And I think when you're doing multiple platforms, I should say, when you're using multiple platforms, it's important to remind yourself, probably at the very beginning,
they're all different.
I am now in a Facebook Live within Facebook. I have to look down to the right to end this sucker, or
Right.
the Instagram Live up
Or
to the right.
Or to start.
Or to start, for that matter. Yeah.
And then,
Actually,
and
starting is easy. Starting is easy because they usually show big buttons for you to start. So
Usually, yeah.
Instagram Live has that big round button at the bottom. You would think that they would have a red button that could stop it at the bottom.
And
that would be brilliant.
That would be brilliant, like Facebook does. Facebook has the big button to stop.
That part, I like the fact that when the button's in the same place, it makes things so much easier.
They did the same thing with StreamYard, where they got the button in the upper right. Yeah. And it's a big orange button that says end broadcast.
So the only problem with StreamYard is because when we have the split screen, and I want to see Facebook also on my screen, because I'm not using my iMac as a secondary screen, which I probably should at some point, because it'd be a great place to watch all the comments come through. When I bring my browser all the way over, so that our pictures are lined up here, so I'm not looking over one place or the other to try and face you. I can just glance straight at the camera and then maybe occasionally look down to see what's going on amongst the people who have entered the broadcast, like if there's 3 of us or 4 of us or whatever. These are the little tips and tricks. But moving that browser really does help, because you line it up with your camera. I think that's probably one of the good tips.
I had a fascinating conversation today.
With whom and about what? You don't have to reveal identities.
No, it was someone who found me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And we were talking about a business incubator in Boston, and a lot of them are new startup companies.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the first thing that the gentleman I talked to said, he goes, we're really interested in webinars and getting more exposure and all of that. And I said, really, webinars? How about live video? Have you guys explored that? And he goes, no, but he says that sounds like a much better way to get more people watching. And I said, it is.
It's more interesting. It's more dangerous.
It's not all that much more dangerous.
No, I mean, here's the thing though. I mean, you see GoToWebinar and all these others. So the Zooms of the world and others have been sort of inching in on the territory of other types of what they call live broadcasting or programs. So I'm just wondering if some of these other webinar platforms may be dying out, or if they still are going to be useful in terms of the chat being more visible and easier to track people, and the conversations that you can have with team members within a webinar.
Yeah, it's funny. I read something today, and I think there's some truth to it, that in the end, one of the big ways to communicate with your tribe is going to be the Facebook group that you have built.
And Facebook is pushing groups too.
I think there's a lot of truth to that.
They're pushing groups big time. I mean, it's funny. The very first ad that I really recall seeing on Facebook happened several months back, and it was specifically with regard to Facebook groups. So know that that's where they're putting their energy.
And StreamYard's perfect for that, to be able to go live your group, and there's a lot of other great tools around that.
But I'm still wondering, is there a way for us to stream an Instagram Live into something else? I guess you would have to look at, can you put the input into...
I'm sure there is, but it would probably be, can you put it into Wirecast or...
Yeah, I was going to say OBS or something like that. Yeah. That would be interesting.
I'm sure there is. I'll probably figure that out tonight.
That would be interesting, especially if you could... So for me, it would be take your Instagram Live and stream it through YouTube. And I think that would be brilliant. If it's just even just the one streaming.
To be able to save them.
Yeah, to save them mainly. Because this process, I've got to go back after our little live, and I will save the first one. I won't save the other ones. They'll just disappear in 24 hours. But the fact that you have to use a separate app in order to save your Instagram Live, I think that's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, that is a bit of a bummer.
I mean, it's good. It's good if you're the guy who developed the app, because it's a free app, and then of course there's a paid premium type option. I tried another type of an app, but that only worked to save stories. It didn't work to save the Instagram Lives, and it was a resident app, but it was from the browser on my laptop that allowed you to save a whole bunch of stories. But what was interesting about that particular one, it gave you tons of statistics about your stories. And I think it was like $20 a month or something like that. I don't know that I would actually pay that, but it was interesting to check out Maggie's multiple stories and see which ones were more highly engaging. I have to show that to her. It's just a 1 week free trial. I'm just going to probably wind up canceling it unless we find some great value in tracking all those statistics on stories.
And I had quite an interesting time yesterday with Reflector trying to get a good recording, because at first I had no sound at all. And Reflector has a setup that you can do your camera and your microphone, but I haven't quite got that all.
Wait, so what is that again? So Reflector. So you've got Reflector pulling in the feed from your phone.
Yeah.
You're plugging in your sound and everything through your laptop and then sending it?
You see how much I can actually show you?
I'm interested.
If I can.
This is interesting. This is definitely the Inception show. I want to spin my little top now to make sure where I am.
So here's the little app for Reflector.
I'm going to see this one.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So you go into your screen sharing into AirPlay, right?
Yeah.
And you select the desktop that you want to connect to.
Yeah.
And then you can record your camera. I'm in the wrong spot.
So is the desktop, is that your serial number or something?
Yeah, that's my desktop. We shouldn't be publishing that. People breaking into my.
Well, change it.
Yeah, I'll change it. Yeah, so you can see that I can select my microphone or webcam or whatever from here.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So is that so you can have an emulation of what this could look like when you're in a phone without necessarily being on your phone, or are you deliberately? This is just emulation mode as opposed to
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that.
What you can connect to. So
that's interesting.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So you before I interrupted you with some bizarre question of mine, you were talking about the possibility of a potential client going live as opposed to doing webinars. Were they using WebEx or something else like that, or? I
think most of them are just they're fairly small startups. Yeah. So I think most of them are using Zoom.
Zoom, okay.
In general, and then that's what they were using to connect with them is through Zoom. And then we just started talking about, well, maybe that's not the best way to get in touch with people. Maybe you should be thinking more in terms of live. And most of them where they figured LinkedIn Live was their main source. A lot of people can't get into.
It'd be great if you could get in. That's the question.
Yeah, it would be great if you could get in. You would think it would be out of beta by now, but
I'm wondering if my application has been approved. I'm about to check. Well, the only reason I'm checking, by the way, is that I've seen stuff like this happen before, where suddenly, hey, I have this feature, where I didn't have it before.
All this other stuff that I wasn't doing before. You can watch me go live every day. I don't know.
I don't know if anybody wants us to go live every day. Am I still in there? No. Oh, wait. Messaging. I'll tell you one thing, though. With LinkedIn, my pet peeve, Troy has this whole list of pet peeves. And my pet peeve is somebody sends you a request. They have a nice little message or so. And then as soon as you accept them on LinkedIn, they immediately start like a 5 to 6 paragraph pitch to you.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm almost to the point where like, no, that's not how you build a relationship.
No.
I mean, friend Paul Bradley Smith and Ted Rubin, they would say the same thing, which is like, no, you're looking for a return on genuine relationships. You're not coming out for a pitch fest.
Well, that's the thing that struck me about this particular guy that contacted me about the webinars is that he wasn't like that at all. He just said, hey, this is what I do. This is what I'm trying to do. And I'm really looking for some feedback here. And I get the weirdest comments from people on LinkedIn. It's so strange.
Yeah, LinkedIn is bizarre to me.
I'm doing this survey.
I'm doing this survey.
I'm doing right now.
Because I'm not in active practice right now. Yeah. And so, but people are pitching me constantly saying, would you like to have 30 new patients in your office in the next week? No. I can help you with this. Clearly, you did not read my profile. Because nowhere in there does it say, it says I have gone to a chiropractic college, but it also says that I'm doing coaching and mentoring for doctors, that I'm not seeking new patients. So I think some part of it is when you're researching prospects, are you actually going to learn something about them, or are you just going to do a shotgun approach and just spray the entire internet with your offer?
I'm glad you brought this up because I really think the key to LinkedIn is really, the more that I watch my friends that are really good at it, the more they just have a normal conversation with people.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah.
But when you approach somebody and you say, "Oh, we've got this big whiz bang thing with video, and we're doing all the we're eating all the production costs," I don't even know what that's about. I don't even know who the heck you are to start with. And then
well, you come right out of the gate. You're coming right out of the gate, and it's like somebody took a cream pie to your face, full of their
worse. Worse.
Yeah, it doesn't even taste good what they're sending at you.
No. So it would be much more of a.
I wasn't going to mention excrement or anything like that.
And I had another one that was funny the other day that I got that somebody approached me and said, "Oh, I'm doing this survey. I'm doing this survey. I'd like to get your opinion on this." And but it was so innocuous. I mean, it was such a long spiel of a thing that it's like I don't even know what he's asking me about.
Well, see, now here's somebody. So I found somebody. Yeah. So somebody on Facebook whom I've known for years and also known through the Google Plus days has just sent me a request. I'm okay because I know this guy.
Yeah.
And we've had a long-standing relationship. So right now, in real time, I'm accepting him. Greg, I've accepted you. And so, but there's somebody else who's pitching me right now. Let you know who this person is.
Yeah, we won't mention names.
Data-driven marketing for healthcare practices, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so so he's sending me a message, and he says, Chris, looking forward to connecting with you on new developments of health and wellness. Hopefully the most recent disruption in practice hasn't been too rough. Have virtual visits been working for you? Well, no, I'm not doing them.
I'm not doing that. Yeah.
And number two, anybody who really knows me well would call me Christopher or Dr. V and not Chris. Right. So, buddy, I'm probably not accepting you on LinkedIn. Now, by the way, that does not give you permission to start using Christopher Dr. V just to try and seduce me into accepting you. But that's how I use that for my staff. My staff in the office in DC, we're on the Maryland side, just north of DC. And so if somebody called in and said, "Hey, is Chris there?" They knew that this was probably a marketer or somebody else, because the people who
don't go by that.
I don't go by that. So why would you call me that?
Right.
Now, there's a couple of family members who sometimes use that, but I forgive them because they're very young. Yeah. So they have trouble. I think they have trouble forming syllables, 3 syllables. So
that's possible. One never knows.
Exactly.
I had another funny one the other day from a guy that was because he's clearly seen in my thing that I'm involved with my wife's business a little bit.
Right.
But it's interesting because my whole thing says nothing about PT or physical therapy or any of that stuff. And then so I'm kind of like, this seems kind of a strong come on to me to ask me about the PT business and, oh, we've got this big appointment system and do you want more business? So I wrote him back saying that right now my wife has so many appointments. She basically told me to stop sending her more business.
Stop sending business.
Stop sending me business. I can't handle any more business.
I love that.
So I said, clearly things are going pretty good in that end of things. Wouldn't you agree if she's telling me that? So I probably don't need what you're talking about. But
did that person come back and engage in a conversation?
No.
So if I were, this is my way of doing it. If I were to pitch somebody and say, "Hey, is this working for you? This and that," I'd say, "Oh, great. Sorry to have bothered you," or whatever. And then I would say, "Hey, is there anything else I can help you with, or somebody you want me to connect you with?" Because that can be very helpful too. If you're really looking upon it, LinkedIn as being a networking type of thing. So I think though, once we can get into LinkedIn Live, I think that's going to be pretty interesting.
I think so too. And I know I'm certainly going to be posting more regular videos uploaded to LinkedIn, because
I think that's a good idea. We could even take
that's another thing that's really missing. And I heard somebody say the other day that if you go through and you really kind of put together 10 videos about what you do, who you serve, kind of the facts people would want to know about you, that you plug that into your profile, it's brilliant. And that was something
I'm willing to do that. That sounds like a good project, actually.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm going to start probably next week.
With videos, yeah. I would keep them short though, as opposed to
very short. 2, 3.
I like Angela's snippets.
Yep.
Those are brilliant.
Yeah, that kind of thing for LinkedIn would be perfect. Yeah. Under 5 minutes, just really short to the point.
Little 2 to 3 minute video, 3.5 minutes maybe max, or maybe 5. I mean, I think you can pack a lot of information into a 2-minute video.
You can, and then people really get to know a lot about you from the get-go there, which I think.
Or you could even do, like I have on my website, I have, 4 interesting facts about me you probably don't know. And it was a section that I had to create because it was the template that I was using had a whole series of things that were
do we care?
Describing your team members. Well, but here's the thing, people
I
they want to know a little bit,
Yeah, I know.
They want to know the man behind the myth.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying.
But that is one way of creating greater engagement. If you say, "Oh, well, I'm also from Western New York," see, that's how we connected. Or,
connected.
Oh, that poor guy is a Patriots fan.
Oh, I went to school in
That's the kind of thing that I
I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
Patriots, come on.
Patriots. Good God. Oh, you mean Brady's? Oh no, the Tampa Brady's.
Oh yeah, the now Tampa Brady's, exactly.
The Bradyneers.
Oh well. Oh well. You win some, you lose them.
One thing there, I have finally found my holy grail in terms of sports bars, which is up in Pacific Beach here. There is the Local, and the Local does Michigan State games. Well, not right now, of course. On Saturdays. And then they cover the Bills games on Sundays or Monday night or whatever it turns out to be.
The Bills games out there. How interesting.
Bills games. And the place is packed with people.
Wow.
I mean,
Bills
packed to the point where the second floor is shaking during the game. And this was a Patriots Bills game. I think it was final score was like 2016 or something like that. The Bills lost, but it was so close. And that place was just raucous. I'm sure there was not a fire marshal present in this place. But jerseys everywhere. There were a few Patriots fans, but they were far outnumbered. And they had banners, pre-made banners that looked like they'd been used for many years. Things like, Brady sucks. Brady is a lady. There was just all kinds of stuff like that. Wow. And I really felt like I was back in Western New York, and my wife was freaking out because she'd never seen so many Buffalo people, and it was so loud.
Neighborhood, right? We
lost our hearing for at least another 2 hours after we left the game. And it was just like as if you were at the stadium in Orchard Park, New York.
Hmm.
That's about as sportsy as I'm going to get right now. But it's all about that connection. If you find a little bit of personal information, like maybe you're the father of 3 children, or you have 5 little fur babies, or perhaps you went to Notre Dame or Northwestern, or
you're a big camper, hiker, outdoors person.
Those little factoids and features are a way to kind of fill out your personality and be a little more relatable to a larger crowd of potential prospects or partners, for that matter.
Indeed, it will.
Very true.
Huh? No, you're froze.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Uh-oh. Did I lose my earbud?
Something. I don't know.
Oh, the earbud's bad.
Can you see me?
Now I can.
Oh, okay, just checking.
I can still see you. So what's happening is this
connection.
This glorious piece of equipment, I think, is finally meeting its last days. Yeah. Anyway, what all I was saying was that the number of connections that you have, whether it's the school you went to, Notre Dame, Northwestern, what have you, if you came from Iowa, if you're an Army brat, if you love the Patriots and hate the Bills, or love the Bills and hate the Patriots, or whatever it is, something personal helps to fill out your profile, no matter what type of platform you're playing on.
Very true.
So, hey, speaking of playing, are we done playing for today?
I think we're done playing for today.
So we haven't had anybody coming in or requesting to get on. Don't be afraid of Instagram Live. I mean, the only way that we are learning about Instagram Live is by trying it, playing with it, failing with it, trying again, connecting, reconnecting, disconnecting, and then finally affecting some sort of a change in our attitude towards Instagram Live.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you just have to keep playing. I think, and the fear. Angela had mentioned something. Our trademark attorney friend that people look upon the camera as if there's a gun pointed to them, and I thought that was just a great comment. You know, they
that's true. I've seen it for years.
Yeah,
that's one of the biggest things.
And it's funny because I have felt the same way in the past, and I don't know what the change was. Maybe it's not looking at the
changes that you just went and did it anyway.
Start doing it, yeah. I think that's it.
Because then it takes care of it. I had the same conversation with the guy I talked to today, and I said, "Well, there's 4 fears that people have about getting started with video," and I went through them, and he's like, "Yeah, probably the technology is one of their biggest challenges, and just trying to figure out what to do with that, and then getting their face on camera." Yeah, and those are really the big ones.
Oh yeah, because for me, it's always been a question of I didn't like the way I sounded on audio. Mm-hmm. The way I looked in photographs, let alone video. Right. And then whenever I did a recorded video, I was so stilted and artificial that those who were closest to me said, "You're not good on video. You should never do video.
Don't do that.
Never do that." And so then you build in that fear to never go on video again. And that extends forward, of course, to never going on live. Because if you're bad in recorded video, can you only imagine how horrible you would be in a live video?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I think and that's part of the whole, I don't know if it's a systematic desensitization, like you keep doing it over and over again until it really doesn't bother you. You try to be as natural as possible.
I think that's pretty much how most people get through it.
Yeah.
There's really no easy way. It's like telling somebody to go do door-to-door sales.
Yeah.
You go knock on some doors.
After my 300th door knocking, it got easier. So
I'm just saying it's almost like that.
Yeah. This is a lot easier. This is so much easier than door to door.
Way easier than that.
Plus, you can knock on the digital doors of so many people at one time, and they can all open the door at the same time, and you only have to mention your message once, and not do it again. Yep. That is the miracle of.
So it's an interesting metaphor comparison.
Yeah,
to compare.
I like that actually. Digital. I got to write that.
Door knocking.
Digital door knocking 101. That'd be a great name for a course.
I came up with that.
We should do that. Digital door knocking.
Digital door knocking. Let me make a note of that.
Make a note, please. Take that note. Digital door knocking.
Take that note.
And take that note. Hold that line.
On that note,
we will be allowing you to close your digital door on today's broadcast.
Exactly.
And we will be back tomorrow doing something or other. We haven't figured it out yet, but I love the idea. I absolutely love the idea that you have posted a broadcast in advance, so at least people can no longer say, "Hey, I didn't know when you were going to go live."
Exactly. We did it way in advance.
No excuses.
So we'll figure it out for tomorrow. We can post way in advance again.
We'll figure it out way in advance, like hours or minutes.
Maybe a day.
Maybe a day. A day in advance.
Day in advance. That would be huge for us.
Novel. Totally novel.
A novel idea. But anyways, thanks for joining us today, everybody.
Yes, thank you. And those of you on the replay, if you do want to leave any comments in here about your experiences with Instagram Live or Instagram.
I'd love to hear about it.
Or the book on faces, digital video, live video, dead video, whatever videos you got. Please put your comments in below, and we will get back to you.
Or if you're on Instagram and want to find us over there.
Yeah. So it's easy for him over there.
Over there.
There. Right down. You'll find him down.
Over.
It's hard. There.
I figured this out now. There's a system that I use.
Go this way.
If I point across,
I gotta go this way, right here.
I'm going the right way.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you gotta go across.
Yeah, see? If you do that, you can't screw up.
Right. Hey, so follow John at JohnPaduchak on Instagram.
So people are asking where we're from. I'm from the Boston area.
I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, the Miami of the North. And I spent 27 years in DC, and now I live in the San Diego, California area on a little island called Coronado Island across from downtown.
Opposite coasts.
Opposite coasts.
Opposite coasts.
Together. There. That's better.
There you go. Anyway,
Here he is. That's him.
Yep.
That's his coast. This is my coast. There. Okay. We're done.
all right. Bye for
See
now,
you
everybody.
soon.
See you
Ask
tomorrow.
more, we'll answer. Bye.